Hello, my wonderful students. Just before we get to the third part of Foldable 2, I went back and actually drew lines separating each of these to make it easier to see which one goes with what. So I know this was our first one, second one, third one, and fourth one of the second part of the second foldable. Now we're at this one here. This one is something that we haven't really seen that much of before. This is find all real roots, real fourth roots of each number. So I will be giving you a template for these as well, also probably up to 10. But for this one, I kind of really already know because it's just doubling the square root. So we're just going to get to it. So I know this here is equal to negative. So once again, so just so you know, a fourth root looks like this. It's very similar to a square root, but instead of nothing here, you're actually going to have a 4 because that's what we're going to take 4 of. But just as similar as a square root, if you have a negative inside, there's going to be no real roots for this one. So the same thing you can do here. So therefore, there are no real roots no real for here. Fourth roots, because there is some roots, there's not fourth roots. Roots of negative 81 because it is negative. Okay, can't be negative here because the same thing in I would be outside, and we have to have I is imaginary, and we need the real roots. All right, so on to the next one. We have this one here. And I know this one is, if we look at the squared cheat sheet, 256 is 16 squared, but I know the square root of 16 is 4. That means that this here, 256, is going to be 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. So 4 times 4 would be 16. So 16 times 16 is going to equal our 256. So I know this is going to be our 4 to the 4th power. But just like we did on the squares, there's actually going to be a negative version as well. Because if you have negative 4 times negative 4, it's still positive 16. And then negative 4 times negative 4 is another positive 16. Oh my god, this 4 came out terrible. So this is also going to equal to 256 negative 4 to the 4th. So this is also going to have two answers. So we're going to have 4 and negative 4 are our real fourth roots of and what was it of? 256. So I'm going to box this up again. I'm actually going to box up the therefore here again. This one in black. This is very important as well. Alright, go ahead and move on to the next one here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, which is fantastic because whenever you have a fourth root, you have 0.1 multiplied to the 4th power is going to equal this, because if you move it over 1, 2, 3, 4, you'll get this, and 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 is 1, so it kind of works out already. So we already find that one. That one's actually really easy. The only time we have trouble with these, like if this was 8 decimal places apart, we know this would have to be 2, because we'd have to go 2 for each one copy that we have. But for this one, we only have 1 decimal place for 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 will give us the 4 that we need to make this. So, and this also works also with the negative 0.1. I guess I should put in zeros here just to not get you guys confused, because that's usually how you guys see them as well. I'm used to not using the 0, but for you guys, I'll start doing it. So 0.1 would give us this here, and negative 0.1 would give us this here, because we have 4 copies. If you have negative times a negative is a positive, and then the other two copies would be negative times a negative would be another positive. So these always both end up being this. So then we can write our conclusion now. We have 0.1 and negative 0.1 are our real fourth roots. Okay? Oh, sorry, of 0.0001. Box this up as well. Okay, and our last one, 625. So we didn't actually get this far, but I know this is 25 times 25. And I know 25 times 25 is also 5 squared times 5 squared, which is equal to 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. And this makes our 5 to the 4th power. And all this can also be the negative version, which is negative 25 times negative 25, which is equal to negative 5 squared times negative 5 squared. Oops, negatives on the inside. And which is the same thing as negative 5 times negative 5 times negative 5 times negative 5. This is going to be equal to our negative 5 to the 4th power. So once again, we're going to have two roots, two real roots. So 5 and negative 5 are our real 4th roots of 625. Okay, and that's the third part of the second foldable.